Hi there. Yeah. Good. How are you?
Well, so how do you check this for the John Moore's business? Because you're coming up. But you can take it and right now they want to because I'm supposed to go with you, so that's why I give a passport. Yes, but if you find someone, I mean, I really wanted to represent it kind of for young members, but they changed the names. Like that.
It's not all like me.
That's great.
And I don't even think about anything else. I've got to say no.
All right, you guys, y'all must be hungry today. Got down there pretty quick. Please rise. A couple of quick things. I was exposed to COVID, so I thought I'd wear this since I'm sharing a microphone and things like that. So you get the masked Avenger, and I'm wearing the hat because at graduation we were ready for the cold. We had jackets, we were ready to go, but we weren't ready for 80 degrees with no clouds. So it's not good up there. So yeah, it sure does. So I want to keep everybody, you don't have to wear glasses. And then before we get started today, we did lose one of our, maybe we should close that. We did lose one of our longtime members, Dennis O'Connell. He actually helped induct some of the fathers of some of the members that are in this club. He's been in for so long. And before we have a moment of silence, the family is asking just to get a number of how many people might come to the services. They're next Saturday out in Sandwich, Salmonok, Illinois. Pat is going to send an email and keep track of all those numbers. But if you're planning on going, if you can raise your hand real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm assuming each of you have another person coming with you. So that would be 10 people so far, and we can get the names. So if we could just have just a moment of silence to remember this longtime amazing man, and then we'll begin. Thank you. And now, Jean, if you would like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Holly, how are you? It's good to see you. The 4-way pact, please lead us.
The 4-way pact in the way I interact with others, personal accountability with courage and truth. First,
I will have courage to tell the whole truth. I will be kind the way I tell it. I will be fair and not seek selfish advantage. I'll have an open heart and an open mind.
And Jack Lucas, if you can give us an invocation.
Think about our heads. Dear God, we give thanks for this day and for the guests that are with us. We ask a blessing on the Rotarians here and around the world and the projects that they're involved with. We ask you to bless this food and this meeting to our use. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. All right, go ahead and take your seats. I apologize. I didn't take off my hat for the Pledge of Allegiance. I forgot.
Exactly what I did.
We don't really.
Not there yet, not there yet. Big sign that says okay. As you may have guessed, and I should have said this earlier, our speaker today, we found out this morning, has COVID, so she could not make it. So we're going to reschedule her. So we are going to have a club assembly. So we'll just be very casual here today. And after we introduce guests, we have just some great information from the mechanics local 701. We'll get some information in a little bit there. But before we do that, let us welcome our guests here today. And I believe somebody put Alan or baby in the corner. So we have a guest at that table. Here we go, everyone, here we go. Alan?
The incoming president of the local Rotary Club in Uganda. This is our friend Julia. Hey, Julia. Do a internet Zoom meeting and want to know if anybody can help them out. So our table voucher.
All right, and Wes would be willing and more than willing and able to help. Wes Crockett is an excellent. No, I'm happy to talk with you. Who else we got? We have one more guest for one more time. I'll do him last. Bill Kelly.
I'm happy to introduce as a guest of the club again, Crystal Maxwell from the Boys and Girls Club, Elgin, Schaumburg, Springwood, etc. Crystal.
Good. Crystal, who does have her application in, and I believe we're inducting next week. I believe we have to have a quick meeting on that. So anyone else besides Dan? Why don't we just have Don and Dan both come up? And Don will do a proper introduction and hear a little bit about the local. Sure.
Yeah, I'd like to introduce Dan Lentino. He is he's a training director for the Mechanics Local 701 training program. The graduate of 211. Has been working with the applied tech chairs to try to guide kids that might be appropriate into the training program with his union program, and he'll explain it. It's an interesting, real interesting concept for us because of the cost is so much less, as well as he's just such a tried and true person. They all know him, they trust him, so we like those folks that we trust. So Dan Lentino.
Thanks, Don. Tilt this down. Don's a little taller than me. So I didn't really prepare anything to speak to you today, but I'll just speak from the heart and just tell you what it is that we do. So the Mechanics Local 701 Training Fund is an ERISA trust fund set up between the employers that represent the new car dealers and equipment truck companies and the union members. So it's funded by the members and by the employers. We then try to create this pipeline from high schools with strong automotive programs or transportation programs. And once they graduate, get them to apply to our program, come in and we train them. We have master technician, master instructors, train these students, and then we match them with dealerships or fleet companies that then give them the union jobs and careers. So it's a full circle of life that happens. And, starting right here in Hoffman and Schaumburg, the high schools have a very, very strong accredited automotive program. I'm a graduate and a success story of Hoffman. I worked here at Patrick Cadillac for 14 years of my career. And then I became a high school instructor and then now the training director for the union. And we're just giving back to create these jobs and fill the gaps and voids that we have in our industry. I don't know if how many of you are aware of this, but the attrition rate of our industry or the retirement rate of our industry is drastic. We're calling it the silver tsunami because those of us, that are getting a little gray up there, we're starting to retire or go into teaching like me, and there's not enough young men and women coming into this industry. So we're trying to bridge that gap, and this way we could have somebody working on our cars 10 years from now. Yeah, sure. Sure. So the total cost of our program for a 2.5-year program is less than $2,000 for a student coming in. Now that's application fee, textbook, and course fees. So if you compare that to a community college, state school, or even a private for-profit institution, it's drastically lower. But what is an expense across the board for these students are tools. I don't know if you're aware, but mechanics have to buy their own tools, and over a career, you could purchase $50,000 plus in tools. So just to start your career, you're looking at a pretty, expensive idea here. So when these students come in, we want to set them up for success and try to provide them with as much assistance as we can to give them some steam right out of the gate. So thanks for that question, Don.
Yeah, what kind of starting salary can mechanics anticipate the first few years
So
to come out?
entry level with very little experience is like lube tech, oil change type stuff. It's $15 an hour across the board. That's what they see on their paycheck. then they're getting unbelievable health insurance and a good pension in the right hand. And this is some of the things I teach the kids, which you all, I'm sure, are educated on, but the young men and women of the high schools, they aren't educated on this. So I go out to the high schools personally and try to show them, you're getting this to start, but this is on the back end. Now that's our automotive field. Truck field starts a little higher, like heavy duty semis. That'll start at around 21 or 22 an hour. And then our journeymen are anywhere between $40 and $50 an hour across our local. So that would be final level. So the classifications look like this. Entry level is lube tech. Then you have skilled tech, which is $1 or $2 more, slightly more responsibilities. Then you have apprentice tech, which is about $21 start across the board. And then you'll have a 4-year apprenticeship. Every 6 months, they receive raises as a percentage of journeyman. And then they'll top out at a journeyman, which would be between 40 and 50, depending on the location that they land at. Thanks, Bill. Yes.
Not only do they get the education, the journeyman classification if they stay with it, but they're getting paid the whole time they're studying with master mechanics like yourself.
Correct. Yeah, that brings me to that point. Thanks for bringing that up. Is when they come to our program, the students only come to school 1 day a week, and they punch in just like a normal work day. So we're coaching them on work ethics, on what it is to succeed at a dealership, and the ability to be a technician. So for example, a student might come in on Monday, be there all day, and then they work full time at one of our union shops outside of that for the remainder of the week. And they'll do that for about 2 years. So they earn while they're learning. So I'll give you an example. I launched a diesel truck program back in October, and there was 7 students that started that program. They had graduated in May. They came to my program in October, and they were all working in dealer shops by December. Nobody making less than $22 an hour. And I'll because it's so close to here. One was a recent Conant graduate, this young man, and he got hired at Pepsi in Elk Grove. They started him at $27 an hour. He was 19 years old. Pension, health insurance, $27 an hour for a 19-year-old young man coming into this industry. It's pretty darn good. We're pretty proud of him. So, yeah. So I came to the local about 1.5 years ago. There was 11 students in the program. It didn't have much steam. Since then, we have 39 current students in the program. 36 of them are working in our union shops right now. So I'm pretty happy about that. Now, as of the July 10th semester, I have a new semester starting, and I'm this coming Tuesday, I'm interviewing 30 applicants. So we do a testing and interview process. And then we expect to have between 60 and 70 students enrolled in our program as of July 10th. We're trying to get our numbers up. I have 3 young ladies in my program right now, and I have 4 more coming in for the July 10th semester. Yep. Yeah, that's good. Let's see, what else could I talk about here about it? So one question had come up, if we support these students that are coming into a union specific program, how does that benefit, the private companies that are out there? Well, it's like this. The numbers of mechanics coming or students going into the trades are very low, especially our trade I could speak to specifically. So if we can get young people trained as master techs from the best in the business, from, trainers that are right off the shop floor like we have at our place, it's the students, personal choice after they graduate our program to, work anywhere they want to around the Chicagoland area. So if they want to work at a private auto shop or a private, auto body or anything, that's their personal choice. And they are trained then by, the best in the business. So it's a win-win for the industry across the board, not just our union, even though that's, of course, that's, what I represent.
I'm just trying to think of this. Am I right? It's 5, 6, 7 years from the time you get out of that program, you think you're in 6 figures, or would it take longer than that?
Oh, yeah. I can't, it's hard for me to find instructors because I can't pay them what they're earning on the shop floor right now. The last 3 guys I interviewed to try to pull them in as instructors, they were pulling $118,000 a year with their health insurance and their pension, which the health insurance is great. When I was a teacher at D300, I was paying like $8,000 a year and very high deductible. We have like a $500 Blue Cross deductible PPO, and we don't pay anything. You know, it's paid for by the contract. So it's a very good livable wage for our students and a good benefit package.
Yeah, the other night, my wife and I went to dinner at the Mexican restaurant, and the lady was waiting on us, and I said, well, I got out of high school. I'm going to be next year, and I'm going to join the Marines. And I said, why did you pick the Marines? She said, because that's the only place I know I can get a full-time job after high school, and it will provide benefits for them. So to me, and then in scouting, we provided a program that worked for unions. It's to let people know. They don't know unions are doing this. Not just your carpenters, plumbers, they're all doing it.
Right.
We need to tell people, young people coming out of high school, there are jobs in the trades that they ought to look at. Because they just don't know about it.
That's a good point. I was at a senior career night at South Elgin High School recently, and I used that as an example. I said, you know where the only places are that you can get trained for free and come out and get a decent paying job, and that's the military and that's the trades. You know, it kind of rang a bell with some of the students.
Does that just apply to high school recent graduates? Because we have a program for adult learners. So over 24 years old, can people that are 26, 30, whatever, can they come to you and say, we want it?
Yeah, and actually, someone asked about the women coming into our industry. I just had I don't know if I'll say her age, a young woman in her 30s that switched careers. She was a LPN and switched to be a heavy mechanic, a heavy duty vehicle mechanic. In the quarries, we have some of the mechanics in the quarries working on the Caterpillar machines and stuff in our local. And what a drastic shift. And so I got her to come to my training center and loves it. And I have another young man who has he was a paramedic actually. So that's 2 out of the health field. So I don't know what that's saying, but so 2, I guess people in their, a little more mature, leaving their careers of, 20 years coming into our field. I don't know why, maybe the benefits, but that's, yeah, maybe. Yeah. Right. Well, and that's a point. Like when I went to college, so I graduated from Hoffman and then I went to Triton and I think I paid somewhere around $13,000 to do my degree there at Triton. And this type of program wasn't around where the tuition is paid for by the union members, by the employers. And had it been, it might have been an easier start for me and my colleagues for those years. I'm thinking of things as I'm talking here. So we were just having a discussion. When you're a member of the local 701, you are a member of the IAM, International Aerospace and Machinists. That's our international. And as a cherry on top, our members are eligible and their immediate family members for a free online associate's and a free online bachelor's degree in a specific amount of majors. But if the mechanic decides they want to go above and beyond, they have that just because they're a part of our union. It's like a win-win-win-win. And that's kind of what I tell these young people at the high schools.
How are you looking at your recruiting efforts? And are you getting more applicants than you can actually serve?
So far we're right at that level. And, because we're funded by the members and by the employers, we're kind of in our infancy. And I need to clone myself about, 3 ways sideways. The recruitment efforts is solely from me going out to the high schools and connecting with the high school instructors, the CTE departments, and then our website, of course. So we're just at bay, but as this continues to get steam, we are expanding and we're building a 20,000 square foot facility in Aurora, which we expect to be in about April of next year, to be able to house all the programs and all the students that we have. Something that Don and I were just talking about is that our training trust is a 501c3. We're a non-for-profit RISA trust fund. So some of the things that we look out to the community to is number one, car donations. If somebody has a vehicle that is not sellable, or maybe the trade value isn't worth or they get a better tax deduction, we can use that vehicle for relevant training, as opposed to training on a 1996 Ford Ranger, which I still have in my back lot. So that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna have to be the bad guy and cut this off.
No, thank you, because
Not that we got nothing better to do, but just kind of keep the meeting rolling here. We do have our fellowship is next week on May 20th. There's flyers up here, but I believe there's a sign-up sheet that's going around. Please let us know if you can make that or not. May 20th, it's bocce ball and bowling out at Pinstripes in Barrington at Higgins and Route 59. Did I miss anything, girls? Probably shouldn't say that like that. Sorry, didn't mean it. Yeah. Anyway, trying to be woke here. Our foundation minutes. What can your $500 contribution to the Rotary go to? It's the International Fund. A watch repair business for 6 disabled workers in the Philippines. There's just a whole list of things that the Rotary International does with all of the money that goes up to the foundation. And with that, I would like to take a foundation moment, part 2. The Polio Plus Society welcomes 9 members of our club to charter member status as of April 30th. I'd like to acknowledge, they're not all here, but Linda Dressler, Michael Erickson, Patricia Gronwald. I know she loves being called Patricia. The only thing better than that is calling her Patty. Don't ever do that. Gail Vandenborough, Julie Clark, Glenn Garlick, Rosemary Justin, Chris Hinosa, and John Jack Lucas. I kind of put the 2 together. How'd I do? Did I do okay? All right, good. So it's still not too late to contribute $100 or more to the Polio Fund, the Rodeo. Woohoo! That's what we are. Woohoo! Rodeo Foundation before June 30th, 2020. So congratulations to those guys. Thank you so much for your contributions. So who's happy? We got happy dollars. It's time for happy dollars. I know you guys are stuffing your faces. We've got Holly up here. She's always happy, but specifically, I'm sure she's happy today for one particular reason.
It was an amazing time. We're going to have a presentation to start the club, I believe, the slide. So that will be coming, but it was just an amazing time. I loved it.
Do you have pictures I can put up on Facebook for our club?
Of course. Can I just?
Yeah, she'll get it to you. All right, Michael Erickson, you are next.
Monday, I completed 5 weeks of training on the revised vision facilitation program. So I am now planning to train other Rotary districts on this program, and still the best way to help the Rotary Club in a 4-hour session. So I
have $10 happy dollars. I'm coaching again, and this time the youngest son, and we just had a game that we looked like major league players. We were down 3. I told them that I needed 5 runs. In the top of the 6, they got me 5 runs. Then we had an intentional walk to look at base to make the 4th home, brought the infield in and made the play. We looked like major leaguers. So we're 9-1, looking awesome. And I'm happy about how my firm goes.
Very good. Nancy, one of the girls. Sorry, I have to go on that theme. Very good. Jim McCullough.
I got $5 happy. You probably all think I'm trying to do a Hollywood starlet. But actually, she's had 2 successful cataract surgeries on her eyes and she's doing great.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Anybody I'm missing? Oh, we got a big table right here. Big spenders right there. Let's go with Billy first.
I have $5 happy. Jeannie and I, a wonderful trip down to the Grand Canyon.
Woo! Very cool. Very cool. Okay, Gene.
I have $2 happy. It's Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah.
I have $2 happy for Ellie Dave's 2-piece bathing suit today.
Oh wow! Look at him. Very cool. Anyone else happy today? Happy. Pat first.
Since I didn't make it up in time for announcements, I'll do two happy dollars to share some information. There is a community COVID-19 remembrance vigil being held at Church of the Cross in cooperation with the Village of Hoffman and other religious institutions, etc., in the community on May 24th. And it's a non-denominational. There will be a tree planting, or actually the tree is being planted this weekend, and there will be a commemorative thing and a candlelight vigil. And it's aimed at anyone who has been impacted by COVID, either personally or someone you know. And the entire community is invited, and I will share information on it in this Wednesday's. But I just wanted to let you know that it is not a church thing, it is a community thing.
Very good. Very good. And my apologies, I did not say anybody else have announcements, so I apologize for that. Actually, Anastasia was first, and then we'll come back to you, Eileen. Woohoo! Yay! Eileen, and then we'll get to the corner.
I'm with my gardening hat on. We had a great community service meeting this morning, and they helped me sort through my challenges at butterfly garden. As you all know, it's big, and we need help. So what we decided we're going to do is we're going to set very specific dates to a month, one Saturday a month, and one midweek evening, to have people sign up to help us maintain the garden. We did have a professional landscaper come in to weed out all the garbage from the winter because we didn't get a fall cleanup done. And we're very eager to get it looking really great because on June 8th, Maryland County is having a monarch butterfly event at our garden at the Children's Advocacy Center. And so I know they'll be filming and so forth, so we want to look great. I'm looking for volunteers for Saturday, June 4th at 9 a.m. That'll be the first Saturday. And I'll start passing around sign-up sheets. This is good for bringing your teenage grandkids, kids, whatever that need service hours to. But please, people that are able to, actually, there is work involved. It's not like just stand around and chat. So we do have work. So I'm going to ask for volunteers specifically for the 4th. Today, can anybody be there Saturday the 4th at 9 a.m. to help us? Christy? Deb?
All right, and I think I invented a new thing where you have to pay to make a club announcement. So happy dollars, club announcements all at the same time. So very good.
starting next week.
Sounds great. Thank you, Eileen. Alan, do you still have happy dollars or did you forget? Good. Thank you.
I had two happy dollars for prior one last Monday. We're 1-1. I was 3 for 3.
All right. Anyone else happy? What a happy day. Thank you very much, Mr. Erickson, for collecting a quick every week public image announcement. We do have brochures. Maybe next week I'll bring out the Godfather of Rotary's challenge on the membership drive against Arlington Heights. They're still up one net member to us. So we need to, please keep inviting and actually we probably need to, get our membership process down so that we can get members quicker that want to be in. But we are also on Instagram. And if you have any ideas or any pictures, please send them to Pat. And now everyone's favorite part of the meeting, the part everyone's been waiting for. It is time for the Queen of Hearts. And we have audio. It's going to be a good day when. Uh-oh, you know what? Very good. All right. Oh, she's got to come and take a look. A lot of the first ones. Oh, she's got a dilemma.
No, I don't want to convince you. 13?
Nancy is going with 13 in honor of Friday the 13th. The big day. We got the hammer and chisel over here. What's going to happen here? Ooh, look at that. The cleanest one ever, but not quite. Not quite. Wah, wah, wah. All right. Well, from here on out, enjoy your meal, enjoy each other's company, and I'll come back in 15 minutes or so after we have some dessert and go from there. Thank you. Oh, wait. Yeah. Well, I can almost guarantee I know Alan's first fine because your happy, scappy president almost forgot to bring up your fun and frolic fine master. So it is my distinct pleasure and just the most wonderful man that I've ever known in the world to come up and, just raise some wonderful money for some wonderful causes. And did I mention how good looking he is too? Just imagine, oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan Gabe.
Well, gee whiz, thank you very much. You're not my first fine today, just so you know. My first fine is for all you Sox fans here. Well, my wife and I were able to, the last minute, get tickets for the game last night. They were great seats. They were box 533, which was right behind home plate, row 1, great vantage point, great view, except it took us over 2 hours to get there. The Sox came back and tied at 7-7, and then the pitcher for the Sox gave up 3 walks in a row in 1 inning, and their idiot manager didn't pull them. The Sox ended up losing 15-7, but we left early. So we figured we'd beat the crowd. There was construction on the Kennedy. It took us over an hour and a half to get home. So it took us over 3.5 hours travel time to go to the ball game, of which we were only at for 2 hours. and the Sox lost 15-7. So I'm blaming all the Sox fans. So Don, why don't you be a collector, and Mike Erickson, you can be a collector. Who's doing the buzz today? Well, Bill, would you be a collector? You're a Sox fan. That'll be $3 for each Sox fan. I have an announcement to all buzz writers. From here on in, unless it is a specific fine to you directly, you do not pay fines while you're doing the buzz. The day of you were the buzzard, you don't pay fines unless I say, hey, Gene, I'm fining you $2 because you're such a pain. But that was a joke. I'm not really fining you that. Okay. So if you look around the room, it's amazing how many people are wearing blue today. So if you're not wearing blue today, obviously you don't like the rest of us. So pay $2 if you're not wearing blue. Now, Jeff, would you stand up, please? Jeff Miller is showing off and modeling the latest Rotary shirt from the club. Now, there are a number of people here today who are wearing that shirt. The problem is I did not get the memo that we were supposed to wear that shirt today. So everybody who's wearing that shirt today, like that Jeff is wearing and Bill is wearing, they'll pay a $2 fine for not sending me the memo. And they look so handsome in those shirts. That was from Eileen. Trust me, it wasn't for me. Because, I believe in the 4-way test. So, every once in a while, one of the things that every fine master has a different way of doing things. And Gene always used to come up with quizzes. So I have a quiz today. It's a national day of all sorts of things. And I'm going to give you 3 choices of whether or not one of these is really a national day today. Is it the National Frog Jumping Day? Is it the National Jumping Jacks Day? Or is it the National Apple Pie Day? So I'm going to ask you to vote, and I'm not going to tell you who right or wrong until after everyone votes. How many people think that today is a National Frog Jumping Day?
I'm gonna take a leap and go for that.
Okay. How many people think that today is the National Jumping Jacks Day? Now, there could be more than one correct answer, so you can vote more than once. And how many people think that today is a National Apple Pie Day? So if you were jumping for jumping jacks, you're wrong. I made that one up. So everybody who voted for jumping jacks, that'll be a $2 fine. Tom, now I'll get to you. First of all, wearing a hat indoors during a meal, I don't know about that. But you said you assume. You know what happens when you assume? And I'm not going to bring it out because I don't use that such language. But you'll have to pay $2 fine because you assume that everybody who said they're going down to Dennis's funeral are going as a couple. It's not a date, Tom. It's, memorial. So you'll pay $2. If you don't have a guest at your table today, shame on you. We're trying to build up our membership. We're trying to bring new members in. So if you don't have a guest at your table, that'll be $2. Chris, where's Chris? Chris Enosa, where are you? He left. Okay, how many people this year have had their car repaired at Chris's shop? Okay, so since Chris isn't here, each of you pay $2. Because I was going to fine him. I can't since he left, so you can pay his fine. Sean, nice seeing you. How late were you today?
Very.
Okay, very. So Sean was late. Anybody else who was late paid $2 fine. Sean, in honor of her being very late, will pay $3. If you're not wearing your badge and you left it sitting at your table, you should be ashamed of yourself. So that'll be $2. Bob Fleischer. Dan, that was a great presentation, and I really appreciate it. In fact, I want to talk to you because I have available a toolbox, the big one.
I already showed it to
you. Okay. So it was funny. I have this divorce case, and they were arguing about a toolbox, and I figured, what are they arguing about? I have a toolbox in my garage. It has a couple of hammers, a couple of screwdrivers. This is a $20,000 to $30,000 toolbox. It's about 8-10 feet wide, about 4 feet high. and it's immaculate. So I was educated going through a case. So if you're not in the automotive industry, in the automotive business, you're going to pay $2. I just made that one up. So, so going back to Dan and Don, the two of you were talking during Tom, our president, our esteemed president, our illustrious president. You weren't listening to what he had to say, just like Bill and Tom aren't doing right now when I'm talking. So Dan, I usually don't find guests, but I'm going to make an exception in your honor. So it'll be $2 for you and $2 for Don Miner. Okay?
I'll cover Dan.
Okay, that'll be $2 more for you, Dan, because you have to pay your own fine. So Don's going to pay $4, and thank you very much. And Roger and Ted, you were talking during Eileen's Happy Dollars presentation. Okay, that's $4.
I got it.
Okay, fine. That's $6 for $6 for Ted for interrupting Fine Master, and only $2 for Roger because he learned. Is there anybody in here who has not been fined? We have one more fine for Tom. It's a minor. I'm only going to fine you $1. But you said, Gene, would you lead us in the four-way pack? We have 2 Genes in the room. Okay, so you have to differentiate. We have Gene Schlinkman, and then we have Gene Walter, who always comes up with some inane thing every week regarding me, but that's okay. We all love him. Everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe and healthy, and enjoy the weather that we're going to have for the next 4 or 5 hours.
Thank you, Alan Gabe. Still very good looking, very handsome man. Thank you so much for raising such amazing amount of money at each meeting. So go ahead and enjoy each other's company. And I believe the dessert's coming out. And maybe I might end this a little bit early because I was running late a couple of times over the last few weeks, letting the speakers talk and things like that. So maybe I'll end early, but we're not ending it yet. So enjoy your dessert, enjoy each other's company. And yes, just be very happy that I remember your names up here, because I know everybody's name in here. And then all of a sudden I look at you and go, sometimes it loses me. So that's it. No one's listening anyway. Okay. I can't. I just can't. You know what?
Don't let me have it back. I have it back.
I used to live. So I guess,
All right, I was told to stick to my promise and you can give you guys an extra 10 minutes in your life to enjoy the weather, to enjoy each other's company. You don't have to leave. But next week, this is the guy's name. His name is Cam Awesome. I believe he'll be on Zoom. He's going to talk about diversity. He is a world championship boxer, now motivational speaker that I met on a different Zoom, and he had everybody hyped up and we were all sitting in our offices, you know, looking at him on Zoom. So it should be a fun one next week. And if we can all please rise. And the other Gene, please lead us in the four-way test.
Four-way test of these big say or do. First,
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will build goodwill and better friendships? Will be beneficial to all concerned. And I do have a quote. Rotary has kept its commitment to eradicating polo, and the world is now on the brink of this historic. Yes, all polo needs to be eradicated. That is bad for the horses, and those kids in the pool are getting drowned because they're playing water polo. I should just give up. There's only 2 more months of me, guys. 2 more months, and you got Mr. Perfection over here. He's going to say everything perfectly. Yes, 6 weeks. All right, so Mr. Perfection will take over. I don't even know. We're going after where are we at? We're positioned and ready to join in partnership with others to bring these resources and talents to vaccines the world against COVID-19. So we're all in the fight together. Go out there, and be amazing Rotarians and get rid of polo forever.